Yo, what's going on, guys? Lee Van Dam here. So, I was able to get it done. Whew. It was a lot, a lot of energy, but we were able to get to this point. So, we got everything ready to fuse for Rotos. I'm not free to play, but I'm definitely not dropping them dollars like a lot of the content creators I see on YouTube. I am always amazed and in awe of their wallets, but it's really cool to be able to see the end game through their eyes. It's amazing. So I'm excited to get a little piece of it, right here. So let's go over who we're sacrificing to make this happen, because these are actually some really good units. They're really good. So we have let's see if he's gonna let me do it. All right, so I'm gonna have to actually go to him to show them off. So let's start off with Itouch Shaman. Cool, amazing model. I love the headdress, super sick. So she was a Void Barbarian support. Very interesting because the Talon Knives, they attack everybody. They heal by 15% of the damage inflicted if the champion has less than 50% hit points. So that's a good heal. Or it boosts the damage meter, the turn meter, by 20% if she has 50% or higher. So if she doesn't need healing, then you still get turn meter boost, which is necessary for her because she has a really strange passive. I know we'll talk about that in just a second. So, cut myself off there. So, Immortal Skies, that's next. Removes all debuffs from all allies and replaces a Revive on Death buff and a Block debuff on all allies for 2 turns. This is an amazing skill, and it's kept in check because of her passive. Otherwise, you would just, totally beef her out with speed. And if she's doing 2 turns to other people's 1 turn, and you've got this at a 4-turn cooldown, then no one really would ever die because she would have this she would just be cranking this out. She'd be just cranking it out. You'd always have Revive on Death, and you'd always have Block debuffs on. So you'd be invincible. But her passive keeps this in check because it does a lot of stuff to make sure that it's hard to keep her functioning. All right, so Bloodstained Ritual. It damages the champion by 10% of their max hit points at the start of each turn. It heals all allies except this champion equal to half of the lost hit points. So, okay, a little bit of a heal. Places a 30% decreased speed debuff on this champion for 1 turn at the start of each turn. So now she's running slower. So now you need the boost for your turn meter when you attack. And it also has a 50% chance to place a fear debuff on this champion for 1 turn. So there may be times where she doesn't do anything. So you don't get a chance to cast Immortal Skies, and you don't get a chance to attack to build your turn meter. You could pair her with someone like Doom Priest, and Doom Priest could cleanse her every turn. So that way when her turn comes back around, the fear is gone. So that way you get to act and the decreased speed is gone. But the fear is the big part because sometimes you just won't be able to do anything. So that's kind of insane. But you can see how she would be crazy. If it wasn't for this passive, she could actually be quite insane. Next we're going to talk about the Sepulchre Sentinel. She's ridiculous. So we've got Sword of Withering, 40% chance of a 50% decrease attack debuff, goes all the way up to 60% for 2 turns. She's a defense-based force unit, which I really didn't have one until I got the Dwarf Sergeant. I didn't have a defense force unit, so that was actually she was going to be really good. And then you've got the Sepulchral Shield, also block debuffs and increases defense by 60% for 2 turns. 4-turn cooldown. That's ridiculous. That skill is ridiculous. And then you got Untouched by Death. which has a 25% chance of completely blocking incoming damage when an ally is attacked. So if it's 5 of you, odds are one person's not taking any damage. Every round there's an AoE. Doesn't that sound amazing for the clan boss? That sounds absolutely amazing. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Only occurs once per turn. And the chance can go all the way up to 50%. Okay. And then she's got an aura. Increases allies' defense by 25% in all battles. So that's a great aura. So she's amazing. So she's super good. Oh, and Itouch Shaman had an aura for ally hit points in all battles, 25%. So that's good too. Then you got the Fang Cleric. Fang Cleric, I love the model. Very, very cool. I don't have Spider, but everybody talked about it, and I see why they thought it was amazing. So, first ability, 75% chance all the way up to 100% when you book it of transferring one random debuff from this champion to the target. Okay, that's pretty fun. Shadowy Blessings heals an ally by 20% of this champion's max hit points. Also fills the turn meter by 30%. Wow. If they're fully healed by this skill, places a veil buff on the target for 1 turn if they are not fully healed by this skill. So, heals, hides, or heals and speeds them up. Lots of utility, very cool. Return to the ranks. Revives a dead ally with 30% hit points, fills their turn meter by 30% points. Also places the unkillable buff on the target for 1 turn and a 15% continuous heal buff for 2 turns. So, the first turn, they're going to get some more healing, and it's really hard to kill them because very few units have something that goes through unkillable. And you'd have to remove the buff in order to kill them anyways. So there's a lot of steps to that. And so this gets down to a 4-turn cooldown for a revive. That's very nice. And then he's got a 15% speed boost in all battles. So if you didn't have a speed buff, you'd have one with that. High Katoon, you get one, so it's not too terrible. And last but not least, we have Azure. Hitborn champion. Lunge, attacks one enemy 2 times. It places a stun debuff if the target has increased speed buff. So, especially in Arena, you see that could be highly useful because a lot of people run Apothecary and turn meter manipulation, and most of the turn meter manipulation has an increased speed component, so you're like, knock them on the head, and that's it. Just, you slow down. Alright, so we've got Aegis, 50% ally protection buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. Very nice. Shield buff on this champion equal to 40% of this champion's max hit points for 2 turns. This buff cannot be removed. So 40%, so it's a hit point champion. You build him with high hit points. That shield's going to be massive, and he might not be hurt because the shield's going to absorb the damage. So it's going to share the damage, and he has a shield to absorb the damage. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better than that for ally protection, except for giving everybody maybe, increased defense or something like that. That's so crazy. And then we've got Coup de Grace. Coup de Grace attacks one enemy, places an extra hit. If the target has a stun debuff, the extra hit is always critical. So he sets him up with Lunge, and then knocks him out with Coup de Grace. And then after that, wow. So, easy to build because all you need is hit points and crit damage. And the skills play themselves out. That's crazy. That's crazy. So as you can see, all of these units are actually very, very cool. And we're about to give them up. We're about to give them up for Rotos. Because Rotos is pretty rude. He's quite ridiculous. I went over him in the last video, which I'll be posting, and yeah, we're gonna go over him again because he's pretty disgusting. So you attack one enemy with Terror Scourge, has a 75% chance of placing a 60% decrease defense debuff for 2 turns. Also has a 30% chance of granting an extra turn damage based on attacks and attack and hit points. All right, that's strong. 75% chance? That's strong. And you get an extra turn so you can try again? That's strong. Next, we've got a Vitality Plunder. Attacks one enemy. Decreases the target's max hit points by 20%, and then adds that hit point total to this champion's own max hit points. Now, you can't decrease a single champion's max hit points by more than 60% in one battle, so you get 3 shots on most champions. And then you cannot increase your maximum hit points by more than 60,000 hit points. This does not decrease the boss's max hit points at all, but whenever you use this versus a boss, you get 15,000 hit points added to your max hit points. So, I mean, that's great. That's crazy. All right, Fated Destruction attacks one enemy. Will ignore 75% of the target's defense. It's ridiculous. Will also ignore unkillable and block damage buffs. Wow. And then you can ascend it. So if you ascend it, you grant an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. Oh yeah, and then enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. It's over. It's over with. And then you got his passive, where he decreases damage from a single enemy hit so that incoming damage will not exceed 50% of this champion's max hit points from that hit. It can only occur once per enemy attack. Grants an extra turn if this damage reduction occurs. It does not work against bosses. So he gets an extra turn. So he gets an extra turn if he is hit and reduces the damage. What in the world? What in the world? All right, but anyways, you can see how gross he is, and so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and fuse him. So here we go. That's so crazy. And we did pretty good. We have 4 days to spare. All of you were amazing units. I had fun leveling you up and ascending you overnight. That was a lot of energy to get this done. So let's go ahead and knock it out. Yep, that's true. Yeah, they don't have any gear, so we're all right. We're A-okay. There he is. There he is. Let him in. There's 741 reviews. Look at this. 4.7, 4.7, 4.5. Arena defense 4.4. Probably because the AI plays him crazy. 4.6. Campaign location 4.2. I could see that because he's a lot of single target stuff. 4.6, 4.7. Magic Key 4.5. Spirit Key 4.5. Spider's Den 3.2. Of course, I can see that too because he only attacks 1. But he could really destroy the spider. Jeez, he could really wreak havoc on the spider. Fire Knight's Castle 3.3. I can see that too because he's not very good at the shield. And Force Keep. Force Keep is kind of interesting because he does give you defense down, but Force Keep, he has a lot of damage reduction, so I can understand that. Recommended set, offense, and critical rate. Okay. Of course, a lot of the top players have been running Relentless gear. I don't have a lot of Relentless gear to spare, but I'm gonna see if, because he might. To be honest with you, he's probably going to replace my marksman. That's probably what's going to happen. He's probably going to replace my marksman. There he is. Let's see what Relentless gear we have. We have at the moment, because I've been able to win it every now and then. As far as the tournaments are concerned, I've been able to win a few. But all right. So let's see. Speed, hit points. Okay, that's not bad. Speed, hit points, resistance. Hit points, accuracy, crit rate. That's very good. Okay. So we'll do those two. Then I've got accuracy, crit rate, defense. The defense doesn't really matter too much because hit points would be better. I might do that one for. I might do this one for right now, and then come back and change it once I get some more relentless with speed. Let's see, and we've got. Okay, that has hit points on it, but it's flat rate. Let's see. That's a flat rate hit points also. Defense 50%, so that doesn't really help as much. Defense, attack. Okay. So I still have to get some relentless gear because as you can see, I don't have optimum stuff for him. But to be honest with you, it'll do for right now. It'll do for right now because the goal for him is going to be extra turns, and I don't have to put gloves on him because I can do weapon, the helmet. That helmet's good no matter what it rolls, and the shield is good for me too until I get something else, and I can do I can do the chest plate, but I'll need to change it. I'll need to change it later on when I get a better chest plate or play around with the gear some more. So we're gonna start off with this, and we're gonna roll the first 12 of that helmet just to see if it turns out well. And let's see. All right, nothing can be bad. Okay, accuracy, that works. Of course it's going to roll more accuracy because that's just not what I need. I needed to roll anything but accuracy twice. It rolls accuracy twice. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'll probably fish for some gear off of my marksman. Because the decreased defense is going to be really big, and my marksman's amazing at poisoning right now, but I need to get a cult brawler. I need to get a cult brawler sped up. All right, hit points, so that's okay. It could be worse. That's fine. And I would need either hit points or crit rate gloves. I would need hit point percentage or crit rate gloves, I should say. And then I'll have to find some speed boots for him. Hit point boots, that would be cool too. These would be better because they have some speed on them. Alright, so at least I've got some. Okay, I'll start with these. We'll do these for right now, and then speed. All right, so now we're looking for gloves, and we need attack or hit points. Okay, hit points. There we go. We'll go with these for right now. They're pretty good. All right, so that'll start us off pretty good, and then okay, that accuracy banner will be nice. Attack. Hit point percentage. That's interesting. So it's attack, hit point percentage, and then attack percentage. That might be my best one, and it has defense on it. Yeah. I think. Overall, this will give me. I guess this will give me more hit points, depending on how I roll, and it'll give me more attack. So I don't know. I think this will ultimately serve me better. I think this one will ultimately serve me better. So let's see how it does. We'll run it for 12, and then I'll go back and try to fix it. I'll try to fix it afterwards. I'm excited to use them, and we'll just we'll put him in there with Bellower, and yeah, we'll put him in there with Bellower and just see what happens. All right, so we've got attack. We got attack and attack percentage. Of course, I would like hit points, but you know, what can you do, right? What can you do? All right, got one more roll. All right, so I got hit points too. All right, great. That's a pretty cool ring. All right, so because see, I've got because I also picked up a few other epics from the pool. So let's see, Rotos, put him in there. No levels whatsoever. He probably won't survive, but yeah. Let's see. Need to level him, and who else did I pick up? I picked up Foley. There he is. There we go. We'll do these three. I just want to see if Rotos actually gets a hit in, what he does, because. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, I forget. His survivability is pretty good. I forgot about that because he reduces damage. I completely forgot about that. All right. Okay. Nice. All right. Cool. Well, you know what's about to happen? Actually, I'm about to level him in the car because I got a call and I got to take care of one of my clients. But I'm gonna get this loaded up as well, and let me know if you hooked up and you were able to get Rotos, because that was it was tough, but that last summon session hooked me up. So I'm really excited about that. And you know, if you like this, be sure to throw me a like. If you're playing Raid Shadow Legends, let me know how it's going for you. You know, I like the game a lot, and you know, it's been keeping my attention. So until next time, this is Lee Van Dam. You guys take care, and God bless. I'll see you later.